Sometimes God sends the right person at the moment you need the most. I came to Hanoi for a work trip, and honestly, things didn't go as smoothly as I had hoped. Before flying home, I had only a little free time, so I decided to visit just I had never been to before. I'm taking a domestic flight from Ho Chi Minh City to Hanoi. My flight departs from Terminal 3, so taking a taxi from the airport. I don't recommend going by motorbike if you are unfamiliar with the route. If you take a wrong road, you may have to make a long detour. It could make you late or even miss your flight. I paid 2.8 million Vietnam dong for about $106 for a round-trip ticket with Vietnam Airlines. I chose this airlines because in my experience, this flight tends to be more punctual. However, delay can still happen with any airlines because the weather or airport congestion. The ticket includes one meals and drinks, so I think the price was very reasonable. I had already checked in online, and since I only had one small carry-on bag, the whole check-in process took just few minutes. Airport food is usually more expensive, so buying food outside can be save money. My boarding gate was changed from one end of the airport to the other. I felt I had a walk across the entire airport. There are usually two ways to board the plane: taking a bus to the aircraft or walking directly to the boarding bridge. Not long after takeoff, lunch was served. The choices were chicken with rice or stir-fried noodles with beef, and each meal came with a small yogurt. You could also choose tea, coffee, or water. The flight from Ho Chi Minh City to Hanoi takes about 2 hours. You might be surprised by how different the weather can be between the north and the south. Vietnam may look small on the map, but the climate can change a lot from one region to another. In winter, it may be sunny in Ho Chi Minh City, while Hanoi can feel extremely cold, especially because of the chilly wind. Make sure to check the weather and bring warm clothes if you're visiting Hanoi or northern Vietnam during winter. Trust me, the cold here can be brutal. It feels like it goes straight through your bones. I visited Hanoi in summer, but the weather still feels quite different from Ho Chi Minh City. It was hot, humid, and a little stuffy, especially when there was no wind. Maybe because of the weather and all traveling, I came home with a slight cold. After landing, we got off the plane and took a shuttle bus to the terminal. It only took a few minutes before we were inside the airport. Since I only had a small carry-on bag, I didn't need to wait at the baggage claim. I had a chance for the exit because I had some personal master to take care of. I didn't have much time to slow down. You should install Grab or Green Exam to book a ride. It's usually much cheaper than booking a car directly at the airport. Although things didn't go as smoothly as I had hoped, and I had very little free time, I still wanted to stop by my father's house before going home. It was my first time visiting this church. It was built in 1984, and there are many lovely cafes around the area if you had time to explore. When I knelt down to pray, I suddenly burst into tears. I feel like a child coming home to tell my father everything I have been holding inside. Then a young woman came and sat beside me. She said something, but I couldn't hear her clearly. Still, I didn't need to hear the words. The moment I looked into her eyes, I understood she was crying too. She told me she was from the Philippines, then gently placed a tissue between us. For a moment, we just sat there in silence. We didn't need to say anything more. Before we left, she hugged me and said, "God bless you, sister." To me, she was more than a stranger. She felt like a gift God had sent to comfort me and remind me that I was not alone, and this was His answer. I truly hope she somehow sees this video so I can finally say thank you. I wish I had taken a photo with her, but honestly, I wasn't in the mood to film anything then. I just wanted to stay in that moment.